Howdy, folks. Widget Walls from needcoffee.com here. Back again for another Wayhomer review. Here's how it works for the uninitiated. I have just seen a film. I saw it at the cinema. It's where one normally does those things. It's behind you over there. I'm not going to whip the camera around to show you because there's nobody here. I have no camera person today. We're on autopilot. Anyway, I've just seen a film, and I'm going to tell you about that film on my way home. It simply saves time that way. And today we're here to talk about Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance. Okay. Alright, okay. So, synopsis, I guess. Let's start there. Johnny Blaze is the Ghost Rider, made a pact with the devil, and as a result, he was a motorcycle guy. As a result of this pact with the devil, he is possessed by a demon, and apparently in the presence of evil, how much evil is required depends on the plot, turns into the Ghost Rider. He basically he lights himself on fire, and is a flaming, skull-headed, flaming motorcycle-riding demon that eats souls. A process that can be quick or not, depending on what the plot calls for. And so anyway, so he's cursed. There is a child. It's part of a prophecy. Of course there is. And this child, when he gets to a certain age, is supposed to be involved in some sort of ritual, some sort of rite that the devil wants to happen. And as a result, the child is wanted by various and sundry forces to either help or hinder this particular ritual. And the Ghost Rider factors into this, because he must, and is drawn into trying to protect this child from the devil and the devil's agents. And there's something in it potentially for him as well. And that's pretty much it. Okay. First of all, let me say that the reason, some of you may be going, which, really, why, there's 3 films coming out this weekend, why did you pick Ghost Rider? It's not because of Nicolas Cage. Nicolas Cage, I know a lot of people are irritated by Nicolas Cage, but Nicolas Cage, as I may have mentioned before, really gets a pass from me because Nicolas Cage was in Raising Arizona, which is one of my favorite films. And H.I., character he plays in there, is probably one of my favorite characters in cinema. Modern cinema. Let's divide it up a bit. I adore that film. So yeah, I mean, and he hasn't been in utter crap since then. It's just for that, I kind of write him a pass for whatever. But it's not Nicolas Cage. It's not the fact that it's a comic book movie. Now that's why Nicolas Cage took the role, because as was the running joke for, like, I was going to say gag and then joke at the same time, and I was going to say running jag, which would have meant something else completely. I don't know what. But the running joke for years was that Nicolas Cage, who is a huge comic book geek, wanted to be in a comic book movie so bad that, because he was supposed to be Superman at one point, and I don't even remember all the movies he was attached to. He just wanted to play a comic book character. I don't think he cared which one. In fact, the joke was that he was at one point attached to play Wonder Woman. I may not be a joke. I have no idea. But no, so people are like, oh, Nicolas Cage is Ghost Rider. I'm like, let him have Ghost Rider. Let him get it out of his system, and it'll be fine. So, okay, so it wasn't the fact that it's a comic book movie, because that doesn't always mean anything. The reason that I wanted to see Ghost Rider, not wanted to see, but the reason I was compelled to see Ghost Rider is they invoked the Idris Elba. They played the Idris Elba card. And Idris Elba is one of the actors from The Wire that I liked him so much in The Wire that I made it my personal law that I would see anything that came out that he was in. I'm rethinking that law because of this film. Now, again, if you haven't figured it out from the synopsis, part of the problem is that, I mean, before we even get to the fact that the reason why anyone is doing what they're doing in the film is extremely questionable. It's like, why are you running away? Why are you driving off? Why is that happening? Why did that not work before? Thanks. Why? Why is this happening? That's pretty much my refrain through the film. That and trying to stay awake. But, I mean, honestly, that was the whole thing of the character. It's like, so wait a minute. So you turn into Ghost Rider when evil's around, and once you're as Ghost Rider, pretty much anyone who's done anything wrong ever, you could basically eat them, 'cause you're hungry. And he talks in the... If you watch this film, I swear, you will never complain about Christian Bale's Batman voice again, because the Ghost Rider voice is hilarious. I mean, just laughably bad. But anyway, so it's like, so wait a minute, so you... First of all, they made a joke about, and I'm not giving anything away because I hope you never see the film, but, so it's like, how can I spoil it for you? But the little winking nods that they make towards the audience, it's like, first of all, it's jarring because the film's not supposed to be funny. It doesn't feel like it's supposed to be funny, mostly because it's not funny. But it's like, so you're going to equate evil. You're going to say that an illegal download is evil, and the Ghost Rider could come get me because I did an illegal download. Are you serious? Seriously. So it becomes a question of, well, at what point is there an evil-ometer somewhere that basically just hits a certain point and you flame out or something? I mean, how does that work? Johnny or Nick or whoever the hell, I don't know. I don't understand that. And again, not since the Jedis and their powers in the prequels have we seen powers that seem to fluctuate with the tides of the plot. It's like, so machine gun blasts, lots of them, all at once, don't faze you. But a shotgun blast, one shotgun blast, that'll send you reeling. What? So, it doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Plot points don't make any sense. People do things, it makes no sense. I'm sitting there, the only thing that kept me awake was wondering, why are you doing what you're doing? Why did that just happen? All of that. And on top of that, on top of all of that, you've got Idris Elba doing the best that he possibly can. Kieran Hines being as evil as he possibly can, basically knowing that his face was going to be a little warped, so every time he would do one of those, you just knew he was screwing around with it and laughing all the way to the bank, and good on him. But Nick Cage, I mean, the problem is he's sort of trying to play crazy, but not even that kind of, you know, there's that kind of dangerous crazy. Like Michael Keaton can play dangerous crazy, where it's like, ha ha ha, oh shit. At no point did you ever take Nicolas Cage in the role seriously, and it's not like they were playing it for laughs. It felt like we were supposed to be like, oh wow, that's creepy. But I mean, as it's shown in the trailer, you make a point of talking about how you urinate fire. How can I possibly take you seriously when you not only urinate fire, but look back over your shoulder at the audience to wink with your non-existent eye to say, that's right, you 8-year-old boys in the audience, 2 of which were sitting over here and cackling, and who can blame them because they're 8-year-old boys. But it's like, haha, we made a pee joke. Seriously? Seriously. So, oh, and let me also say this. I'm the guy who, when everyone else was complaining about the Blair Witch Project, that it was making you motion sick, didn't bother me. Nothing whatsoever. All right? the opening sequence in this, I thought I was going to puke because it was just all over the map. I mean, literally, it was like, it wasn't even like where I've complained before, where the cinematography and the shaky cam and whatever makes it seem like you don't know what's going on. Oh, I knew what was going on. I just felt like I wanted to puke. And luckily that subsided. I don't know if it was because the 3D, I can't blame it on the 3D, because that would imply that the 3D was effective in the least, which it wasn't. So, anyway, what does all of this mean? It means that the film is hilariously bad, and not in a hilarious, haha kind of funny way where you could go and enjoy it as a bad film. In fact, this isn't even the sort of film, at least with most bad films, I at least encourage people, listen, get some friends, wait till it comes out on DVD, get some alcohol, drink, watch it together, laugh at it. I tried to find a reason that there could be somebody who wanted, there's a film for everyone. There's each film has an audience somewhere. Someone loves every film, right? I don't know who could like this film. I'm really struggling to recommend it to anyone. But I don't recommend it to anyone. It's just a mess. It's a very silly, nonsensical mess that, like I said, wasn't even that entertaining. And you would think things blowing up with a dude on fire, lighting other things on fire, lighting people on fire. I mean, in concept, that sounds fantastic. But in reality, it's really quite boring. And I'm just struggling. I'm struggling with how unimpressed I was. So let's just try to careen towards a rating here. For the rating, in a normal universe, I would be giving maybe... In a normal universe, I would say, you give a half cup to Idris Elba because he was good, which he was. You give a half cup to Kieran Hines because he was good, which he was. Then, as the film progressed, I went, well, maybe I'll ratchet that back to a quarter cup apiece for just a half cup between them. And then I finally just went, no. They are what's keeping this from a negative score. Not that I give out negative scores, but it's films like this that... Oh my God. You fell. So it's films like this that, see, even the camera is tired of talking about it. Anyway. One take, people. I only get one take. So anyway, 0 cups. A filthy stain is what this film is. And all I can say is, if for some strange reason you feel compelled to watch this film, for God's sake, see a matinee, and don't see it in 3D, because the 3D is more or less pointless. The film is more or less pointless. And sadly, if the first film is any indication, it's going to make money. Am I even still on camera? I'm hoping that you can see me. I'm hoping I'm aiming at my own head. This probably won't make money, and there'll probably be a third one. C'est la guerre. Anyway, so there you go. That's another Wayhomer. I'm sorry it was a bit scattered, but it literally was a kind of mind-numbing sort of film. So I'm just coming out of it. I probably should eat something, like the Smurfs. It's sort of, the Ghost Rider eats souls, and this film has eaten my will to live. Yes, thank you for watching these things. Thank you for, I didn't whip around the camera to show you the cinema, but I did send you headlong into my passenger seat. I hope you didn't feel ill from that. Anyway, thanks for everyone who watches these things, and as always, if you want to support us, one of the ways you can do so is if you buy stuff through Amazon, which I know everyone does these days. Keep this link handy, needcoffee.com/Amazon. that will take you to there using our affiliate link, and anything you buy using that link, the money goes towards paying for things like, obviously, a better suction cup for this camera. So until next time, I hope I am aiming at my head. I hope I haven't, like, zoomed in on one of my eyebrows or something, and we'll see you soon. Oh, bye. Oh, man. So apparently, that whole end sequence, at this angle, I look like one of the Easter Island statues. At least I do to me. I don't know.